your perspective. And we have more breaking inputs coming in, viewers. Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has supported NCERT's decision to introduce a section on the emergency in the class textbook. He stated that NCERT has taken the right step and that future generations must be made aware of the dark deeds of the emergency so that such a situation does not repeat itself in the future. He added that bringing the topic into the curriculum will help students understand an important chapter of India's political history. Let's listen in.
ये तो सही बात ना एनसीईआरटी ने सही किया है। इमरजेंसी जैसे काले कारनामे को देश को भविष्य के पीढ़ी जाने पढ़े समझे ऐसे दोबारा स्थिति ना है, इसलिए एनसीईआरटी ने उसको विषय में लाया है। एनसीईआरटी ने अच्छा काम किया। देखिए, देश में कुछ लोगों के मन में देश को आगे बढ़ने के लिए कुंठा है। वो तरह तरह की रूप बदल के आते हैं। कोई ए टीम होता है, कोई बी टीम होता है। ये तो
I'm going to go across now to my colleague Atul Ranjan for the latest updates. What can you tell us, Atul?
Well, Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has praised the act of inclusion of a chapter in class 9 textbook on emergency. He has praised NCERT and calling the act as rightfully done so, because what he thinks is that the NCERT, the emergency was a part of the darkest chapter that the Indian democracy has seen. Now, earlier we have as well reported that the NCERT has now included a chapter on emergency in their book, Understanding Society, India and Beyond, which is a textbook for class 9 of the social science subject. And now in that text, that chapter particularly, one particular chapter on emergency, where it clearly mentions how in build up to the emergency, widespread protests, unemployment, as well as the dissent against the government was rising, which led to government side internal disturbance as a reason for imposing emergency. And thereafter, as the book mentions, that there was a widespread clampdown on press, as well as leaders were jailed. All of this and fundamental rights of people were also suspended. All of this finds a mention in the chapter that has been included by NCERT in class 9. Now remember, earlier this chapter was part of the class 12 curriculum, which has now been moved to the class 9 curriculum, and that has been praised by Dharmendra Pradhan, as well as earlier we saw BJP leader Ravi Shankar Prasad also doing a press conference and attacking Congress over what this term as a blot on democracy, whatever happened in 1975.
Atul, I also want to know from you, what are the reactions coming in? Now, could there be a reaction coming in perhaps, or is there a reaction coming in where people think that the chapter presents a balanced historical account, or are there concerns about political interpretation?
Well, what independently we have seen the context of the contents of the chapter, it does look like a fair and balanced take, given the fact that as Ravi Shankar Prasad, the former Union Minister, also mentioned in his pieces several books and literature as well. Some of by really renowned historians as well as academicians, they too somewhere down the line also take the same route, and the wordings and the analysis are presented by those philosophers, those historians as well, somewhere aligned with what has been mentioned in the NCERT textbook. So what we have seen independently, as well as if we go by experts and their the recollection of history and whatever happened in those days, it does not appear to be anything like a party propaganda. But clearly, the act of inclusion and the news of that coming out on June 25th, which is June 25th, which is obviously the anniversary of emergency, when the emergency was imposed, does sort of aligns politically well for the BJP, and that is why you have seen Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, as well as Ravi Shankar Prasad and other leaders have been doing press conference and speaking to press about, as well as praising NCERT for whatever inclusion has been done. Now, obviously, the Congress party has not liked it, and it has not really appreciated whatever the NCERT has done. In fact, calling NCERT a tool and becoming an extended arm of the
All right,
BJP.
Atul, thanks for joining me with those details. Now, Amazon CEO and